You might have seen this trend all over the internet. Where people mess with an on-the-internet gadget called pink trombone, a synthesizer that emulates the human vocal tract created by Neil Thapen. Think that's how you pronounce it? I've seen a lot of people messing with it on Instagram and YouTube, including PewDiePie, Unis Anis, Vinny from Vinesauce. It's a very weird gadget as far as I know. First time I tried it was in my first year in college, in the year that never was. I just couldn't get over it. It was very popular in 2017 and 2018. You might not see a lot of videos related to that thing today, but I'm going to showcase me messing around with pink trombone to keep the hilarity going. That's the short E. Look at that. Nasals. Oh. I'm sorry about the latency, folks. Hang on, what does this do? Oh my god, the ASMR. Hold on. What if I do this? No, this. It's pretty soft. I personally think it works better on a touchscreen. Hang on a second. Okay, so I'm gonna try this on my HP Spectre this time. Again, latency. Just turn this down. Alright, let's see what we do here. It's better to use a touchscreen device with this thing. That way you can control two things at one. Listen to those clicks. Oh, that's much too loud. Those sounds. Take this down low. Whew. My gosh. Hey, what if I do this? No, this. Oh. He seems to be enjoying this. Ooh, sorry about that. Oh man. You can very easily make it say, oh yeah. There's one thing I forgot to mention with this thing. Oh. Ugh, he's out of control now. But do you want to know what the hardest thing is? To actually make it say real words, you're going to need to use this one. This is Zakaton's JavaScript timeline editor for Pink Trombone, a repository which you can download via GitHub, link in the doobly-doo. To use this, you will need a software that can load JavaScript like Microsoft Visual Studio or Adobe Dreamweaver. In this case, I'm going to use Adobe Dreamweaver. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because when I was trying to make it say this sentence, it was hard for me to get the intonation correct, and lots of parts took so much time, and this ended up not sounding natural.
The watchdog gave a warning growl.
And when I was in college, I even made it say, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
But when I finally got to using the timeline editor, I made it say this.
Hey, baby.
So making it say actual words is what I'm trying to master. Let's try that out, folks. Start. Oh. Now basically, this version of Pink Trombone works the same way, but don't forget, you also have these controls for the gadget's parameters. See, like I said, works the same way. Ha! Oh my gosh! Knows how to scream too. Oh my gosh! And look at this. Same thing you can do here. Oh, but, this is all different. Okay, but the transitions are just too abrupt. So let's try this. I'm going to try and make it say, "This is awesome." Okay, on second thought, it doesn't work completely the same way. You will need to use some of the parameter controls. You can also use this area down at the bottom called a timeline, where you can add and edit phonemes, but to do this, you will need to use these keyboard shortcuts. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's start with the phoneme th. Oh. Control-click to add, Alt-click to edit, like it said on the screen. That's going to be the first vowel. This is going to take a while. I don't want to have to record the whole process or it will take up storage space. Okay, notice all those little symbols that I added. Just to provide a smoother transition. Alright, let's see what we got now.
This is awesome.
Okay, did you hear that? There... You might have heard a click. Let's hear it again.
This is awesome.
As you heard, there was a little bit of a gap in the in the middle of it. Here's why. Because you don't have controls for nasals. You'd have to select from here, and so... that's what's causing the glitch. So... we need to ask the developer of the GitHub repository to include controls for the nasals, so that there are no glitches between phonemes. And now I was faced with the same problem when I was trying to make it say this sentence. Because when I was trying to make it say the word thing, there was a gap between the short I and the alveolar nasal. And so I ended up having to edit it in Audacity. I was trying to make sure there were no seams in the audio, that way I can take a long recording of it and use artificial intelligence to process it, or make a deepfake of Pink Trombone for text-to-speech. And it's gonna take a while to master everything. And this is the problem with using the timeline editor. It still doesn't sound natural, like it still doesn't sound like a real human being's speech. It's all synthesized. And so, trying to get the phonemes correct is troublesome, and the intonation. Oh well, at least I tried my best using that thing, so let's hear it all again.
This is awesome.
Not my greatest attempt at making Pink Trombone say actual words, but at least I tried the best I could. I will have to ask the developer to add more features to the repository unless he already did. Like nasal controls, you know? Like to open up the soft palate. That way it's easier to generate nasal phonemes. You'll hear a lot of them in Portuguese. And I'm gonna have to end it here because, well, to use it is very time consuming. Now there's one more thing I'd like to point out here. When you're trying to preview this in real time via Dreamweaver, make sure you delete this line from the code or the browser preview will end up looking like this. If you see this error, just don't worry about it. Well, that concludes today's video, and I hope you got an understanding of how this thing works, and how the real thing worked. This is Sergeant Pepper Arthur 60 signing off. Bye-bye. Didn't need a script for that, did I?